Bitcoin whales are bleeding. They have just realized over $350 million in losses. Why are they selling in a loss? Do they have some insider information and predict another crash? Or is this just a panic selling and Bitcoin is about to start pumping much higher again? Let's analyze. Hello ladies and gentlemen of the Paradise Club, this is Simon from My Crypto Paradise. Let's analyze Bitcoin. In the previous videos I have told you that with the highest probability we will start recovering and we will hit exactly 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level. We have done that, perfect. And then I have told you that we will continue to go to the downside. In the last video that I've recorded for you 1 day ago, I've told you the next supports are right here. As you can see, we have touched the first one perfectly, and the question right now is, can we start recovering or is this crash gonna continue? Well, with the ParadiseFamilyVIPs, we have not been trading on swing trading perspective. Bitcoin, we have been instead trading Ethereum because it has much better trading activity after the flush of that leverage. Alright, so once we have deleveraged the market, the moves are being much more healthier. So we have been longing exactly the bottom right here, and we have got this kind of tactics that we will take a first target right here, we will place a stop loss to break even, and because we knew that this is just a secondary wave, we have already started to position ourselves into a short position. So I cannot share with you right now the targets. What I can tell you is that we have got positioned exactly at the top. Alright, we are in profit 11%. This is no leverage. We have opened some leverage plus a double position size, which is our channel strategy, but we have not yet taken a target on Ethereum. We have secured our trade with stop loss to break even, alright, but right now in this video I will try to explain to you why we haven't taken any profit on that short position. Well, you already know that we have created on Bitcoin the first wave right here with this beautiful crash, and then a secondary wave right here. Well, and from the Elliott wave trading perspective, from the price action development perspective, we are right now in the third wave, which is a motive mode wave. That means it subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves, and in this video I will try to explain to you why I don't believe that it was yet formed. Alright, first of all, let's take a look where Bitcoin is standing right now, because the short positions that are being opened right now, and we are seeing loads of short positions being opened, need to be careful as well. We are in weekend, and as you know, Sundays are pretty volatile sometimes, right? So there might be some wicks in both directions, taking that leverage out of the market and then creating the next healthy movement, upside or downside. That depends on the structure. But what we need to understand is that below us there are some buy walls. Alright, so right here around 135 Bitcoins in a buy limit orders waiting, 143 right here, and the big one is right here, 317 Bitcoins just waiting in buy limit orders, defending $100,000. Alright, so this is going to be pretty important support, ladies and gentlemen. You definitely also understand that often these are just manipulations, right? So they are trying to keep the price above, not dropping, and then they get removed once the price starts getting close to those limit orders. But definitely, it's important to understand that there is going to be a big interest at around $100,000. If we take a look right now on the funding rates that you can monitor with me on our website, mycryptoparadise.com, we can see that we are getting quite negative on Bitcoin. What does it mean? That means more short positions are right now being accumulated in Bitcoin. This is accumulated funding rates, a special kind, which is much better for professional traders, because you can understand over 1 day what kind of accumulation was happening, more long positions or more short positions. So right now we can see in Bitcoin they are getting more short positions, and this is usually predicting a short squeeze. So there might be a short squeeze and you should be careful about that. Alright, so if you haven't got a luxury entry as we have got in ParadiseFamilyVIP at the top right here, you should be careful shorting, because we are about to get a Sunday and this is usually pretty volatile volatile, all right? So definitely we have a major sell wall right here at around $115,000. We should not go above it. Also, if we will break the previous high right here and we will reclaim it, that will invalidate the price, the bearish price action, all right? And we will basically resume the bull trend. But until we can reclaim the secondary wave, this was the first wave, secondary wave, the high of the secondary wave, we are still in a downtrend and we need to complete that 5 moves before some extended correction to the upside, all right? Good to say that somebody is accumulating on these dips, but they have done also right here, as you can see, but some nice accumulation is going on. Similar on the order book suit was visible right here when we have been crashing towards $109,000, all right? And as you know, then it resulted in a price action to the upside, all right? Right now, I will explain to you what is the reason that I don't believe that we are yet about to see some similar price action to the upside, all right? So let's take a look also on the fear and greed index on the day time frame. First of all, if you are new here, you understand that 20 and 80 are magical numbers. Usually when we go close to 20, all right, it works like a bottoming signal. Also, if it's nicely confluenced with some major support that you see on the Bitcoin chart. And when we go close to 80, all right, it's usually a nice topping signal. Confluenced with resistance on Bitcoin chart, it's a beautiful signal. As you can see right here, Bitcoin price was $122,000. We have hit the point 80 and afterwards we have crashed, right? And we finished at $110,000, almost 10,000 lower. And we have hit the 20 and right now we are again at that 20, all right? So on the daily time frame, which is high time frame, sometimes even ultra high time frame trading perspective, you might assume that in the market there is a lots of fear and that's actually what's explaining the funding craze, all right? Lots of short positions right now entering the market. So we need to get rid of those if we want to continue. Otherwise, if we would keep on dropping without getting rid of those short positions, we would be just dropping right to the downside and they would be taking the profits. What would that mean? If the short position take a profit, it needs to buy, right? So that would basically decrease the smoothness of continuation to the downside. So I would like to see some wick. It's not necessary, all right? Sometimes the whales can just smash the sell button as they have done right here and it doesn't matter, right? But from the probability perspective, if you are a professional trader and you're looking at perfect entries, you should be aware of that, all right? That is why we have placed our stop loss to break even already on that short, on that swing short, right? This is only like swing trading strategy. We are also do day trading, we are also do scalp trading, intraday trading, but for the also investing, portfolio diversification, etc. in ParadiseFamilyVIP. But for the purpose of this video, where I'm explaining to the swing trades, this is important to understand, right? Let's take a look right now on the lower time frames. For our time frame at 40, we have already got a jump from the 20, but we are far away from 80, all right? So I want to see some bullish sentiment. On 1 hour, we are getting closer to that 80, but still not enough. And on the 15 minutes as well. So I want to see tomorrow, it would be really nice to touch that 80, at least on 15 minutes and 1 hour time frame. If that's gonna be the case, and it will nicely confluence with some of our resistance on Bitcoin chart, for example, deeply check in this moving average trend line, that $110,000, it will be a nice opportunity to increase our short exposure in expectation of creation this third wave, all right? So we are waiting for that. Let's right now take a look also on Ethereum. I want to share with you Ethereum. So this was the 5 moves to the downside, right? So that's the first motive mode wave. Then we have got ABC to the upside, secondary corrective mode wave. We have been just taking a look at our Fibonacci retracement levels. So as you can see, it beautifully retested that 0.619 Fibonacci retracement level. This was A wave, B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C wave, right? Because C wave, if you are educating yourself in our MCP3 University, you know it's a motive mode wave in a zigzag. ABC, that's a corrective mode wave pattern, and the C wave is a motive mode wave. What does it mean? Bank, motive mode wave. It subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves. The C wave can be either an impulse or an ending diagonal. In this case, it was an impulse. And we have recognized that. That's why we have been shorting the market right here. With ParadiseTeam, we are monitoring the market 24/7. So we are always on the lookout for these trading, high probability trading opportunities where we can place our stop stop loss as tight as possible and our exit targets as far away as possible. That basically tell us when we are correct on our idea. That basically allow us to do this nice risk reward trading, and when we are correct on our trading idea, we make as much profit as possible, and when we are wrong on our idea, we lose just a little, right? So then we just need to measure the accuracy of the signals, and basically we have long-term profitability almost guaranteed if we are able to, with discipline, follow our trading strategy and always come up with these trading tactics, which we are doing since 2016. So right now, Ethereum is back at our support right here, which I have analyzed by analyzing the whole section of the secondary wave. As you can see, it worked perfectly. Once we can reclaim back below, alright, we will definitely continue in our third wave that will finish at around $2,800. So basically, we have concluded the first wave, secondary wave, and right now we are doing the third wave. The third wave subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves as well. I do believe that right here we have created the first wave, alright, this is the first wave of the third wave, secondary wave right here, alright, that was a nice ABC, and right now we are having an extended third, alright, so this was first wave, secondary wave, so that's this, and right now we are creating the extended third wave that subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves as well. So this is the first one, secondary one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. So what does it mean? It means that we have concluded the third wave, and right now we need to have a corrective mode fourth wave, right? So we have concluded a third wave with the highest probability, and right now we need to have the fourth wave, where the fourth wave usually finishes and what kind of pattern it usually forms. So the pattern is usually a triangle, alright, which subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves, right? It's usually a contracting triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it might be also an expanding triangle. If it's going to be an expanding triangle, we will definitely go in the middle of the first and secondary wave, but with the highest probability, we will not go above the previous low of the first wave. So this is pretty much the high, alright? We might go a little bit higher, but that would probably invalidate the third wave. So right now, I'm expecting a triangle forming. Once we can recognize a clear 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the fifth one, we will be definitely increasing our short exposure with tight stop loss and targets, which will be targeting the liquidity zone below us, because we are about to have a next wave, which will be the fifth wave, which I do believe will be extended as well and much more than the third wave, because the next major support is going to be much farther away. So this was the first wave of the third wave, secondary wave, third wave. Right now we are doing the fourth wave. Then we will have the fifth wave, alright, that might touch the previous low or maybe go even a little bit lower. Then we will have larger fourth wave, and then we will continue down. I do believe that the major target is going to be around $2,800. So basically the main idea is that we will continue with the highest probability our movement to the downside on Ethereum unless we can take back the previous high and turn it into a support, because right now it's going to be acting as a resistance. If we will take the secondary wave out, it will invalidate the pattern and we will have a nice opportunities for long positions. Until then, I'm pretty bearish. I'm keeping my bearish stand. On the Bitcoin versus Euro pair, you already know we have not break out the previous high from in January 2025. You know that I'm bullish on dollar index from the previous videos. You know that Bitcoin is not actually getting stronger. The dollar got only weaker. That's why you see high on the USD pair, not on the Euro pair. Alright, since January 2025 we have not been able to break the previous high. So I do believe right now we are about to close the weekly time frame. By the way, you know this chart pretty well. You know exactly the oscillators, the bearish divergences, because I've been updating you about this so long. Exactly at the resistances, right? I've told you it's not strong. It's not strong. So we are getting this kind of resolution because of it. If we will close the weekly candle finally below this moving average orange trend line, it will turn into a resistance. And as you can see, since basically April, alright, 2025, it was acting as a support every time. If we will close the weekly candle, which is closing in 1 day, 8 hours below it, it will turn into a resistance and it will be very hard to get back above it. So with the highest probability, we will continue from the ultra high time frame perspective towards $88,000, and we are right now forming first wave of our motive mode wave that will take us towards $44,000. Afterwards, we will go up by the end of 2026, early 2027, we will hit $240,000. But before that, I do believe there might be some nice liquidation event towards $44,000. If there will be, we'll be definitely with Paradise Family VIPs prepared to take, as always, an advantage of it, as we have done here in 2023, as we have been accumulating as the only ones. Everybody else was scared, even the micro strategy guy was scared accumulated here. He wasn't accumulating much. He's accumulating loads of right here, right? But here, I've told you, this is the beginning of a bull rally, right? So we have been buying here. Then we have not sold exactly the top, but we have been selling at around $105,000, $109,000. We, unlike the micro strategy guy, Michael Seiler, we do have an exit strategy, and we did exit it right here. Loads of people called me that it's probably not a great idea, but we are going to the moon. But I have told them that it never made poor trader if he is taking profits. So we have taken our profits, and we are expecting that we will be able to buy back again lower. All right. So right now, with the highest probability, we are creating the first wave because we are in an expanded flat. This was the A wave, B wave, C wave. C wave is a motive mode wave, so that means it subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves with the highest probability, unless we can take this high and we can reclaim the $121,000 into support. All right, we are in a downside market, we are in a bearish market, and I'm expecting $88,000 to be hit next. If, however, we will be able to reclaim back $121,000, I will definitely be looking for nice opportunities that will take us towards $135,000, and we will be able to make nice profit out of it. Let's take a look right now on the daily time frame. So this I will shift into a red color because this is right now a nice resistance. In the previous videos, I've told you that if we will have this kind of retest and we will have a successful reclaim, we will increase our short portfolio exposure. We might with Paradise and VIPs. We are looking definitely into that because this is a nice retest, right? So you want to have a break with rise in volume. We have got that, and a retest with low volume, and we are getting that as well. So if this daily candle will close nicely, we might increase our portfolio short exposure. We might enter some nice Bitcoin short position. So basically how we gonna do it? We're gonna do it with a nice risk to reward, right? So we will definitely take a look at this, all right? And we will know that basically the Bitcoin should not retrace this resistance. So we can have very tight stop loss. If we will feel more conservative, we can place it above the moving average trend line. But this trade will supposed to be taken aggressively, at least for us. So we will definitely be having stop loss around this level, maybe a little bit higher. That depends on our analysis at the time. And we will place our target, probably targeting the key HTF high time frame support zone, which is at that $91,000 that I've updated you already about. And the last one at $88,000, where we will finish the third wave, right? So we have right now created the first wave right here. Secondary wave, beautiful, and the third wave will continue to the downside with the highest probability. If we will take out on Bitcoin $116,000, that means we will reclaim the secondary wave of the third. So basically this was the primary secondary wave. Right now we are in the third wave. That third wave needs to subdivide itself into 5 smaller waves. I do believe this was the nice first wave, impulsive one. Basically all that Elliott wave theory rules, it respected. First wave, it needs to be the most impulsive one, it needs to be quick, it needs to be random. It was all of that, right? At least for somebody it was random. I've told you that we are at that ascending trendline resistance, so I have been warning you about that. So right now we are in the secondary wave, and we are right now in the third wave. So we cannot take the secondary wave of the third wave. If we will, there will be shaping some long positions upon reclaiming that $121,000. Not until then. Until then, we are focusing on short positions. All right. So right now we are in the first, second, third. The third also needs to have a secondary wave, right? So it might actually retest $112,000. If it's gonna, we will not have confirmations for shorting right here, and we will go higher. That is why conservative stop loss probably would be better if you decide to take short right here. We will definitely be looking for short positions at this resistance at around $112,000. Well, and we will be shifting our focus on the downside again, focusing on the third wave. Once we complete 5 moves to the downside, we will take profit, and I do believe the nice movement will finish at these support zones. If we take a look on the 4-hour time frame, we are also reclaiming beautifully this resistance zone. So there is more data right here. From the 4-hour time frame, the third wave will finish as well, $82,000. So a great confluence with the higher time frame perspective, with the highest probability. I don't believe this resistance will be taken over. I do believe we will be forming that triangle, and then we will start continuing in our downside movement. So this is the higher probability trade right now. Let's check some bullish divergence on 4-hour time frame. We don't have any. Can you see? We are having higher low on the price action as well. Lower high on the MACD histogram, lower high. So we don't have even bearish divergence, but we have a bullish cross, but it's nothing if we don't have a bullish divergence. It's just like that you can understand that the bulls might start taking over. We might have some liquidation event, so some wicks might happen to get rid of that funding, but nothing that would hint a continuation to the upside, all right, and breaking through all of these resistances. No reclaim on the RSI, no bullish divergence. Let's take a look right now on the 1-hour time frame, and I need to say, like, we have predicted that since the beginning. Well, I don't want to do any changes on the 1-hour time frame. I still believe that once we will reclaim this 1.272, all right, we have got a nice support out of that. Once we will reclaim it, we will continue to the downside, all right. So the next support will be definitely 1.618, then we will have higher degree fourth wave, and then continuation towards that $94,000. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Paradisers, I will keep you updated in the next videos. Definitely we are focusing on short positions more than long positions. So right now on the swing trading, on scalping, we have different strategies on day trading as well, but swing trading, this kind of macro perspective on multiple time frames, also 1-hour time frame, that's kind of day trading. We have a bearish stance until we can start changing the market structure into bullish, all right. Dollar index is also bullish. That means basically the Bitcoin might start getting weaker because of it. If dollar is getting stronger, Bitcoin and stocks and gold will start getting weaker. We have not got the close of weekly right above the moving average trend line, which I wanted to see for a reclaim, but it's not that much below neither, right? So I don't think this is a proper reclaim. I want to see another weekly candle, but definitely the previous close of weekly above the moving average trend line is hinting that we might have soon start the recovery towards this resistance, all right. So we are very well aware of that, and I will keep you updated about the market on YouTube right here, and the next video will be on Tuesday. So stay tuned, smash the like button if you have learned something that is helping you in your own trading, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Take it easy and smooth. Cheers.